Well, I was just getting ready to reload some of my 32 Special, which is this. And I use the Hornady brass. But when I first got that 32 Special, what I had done was bought some of them lever revolution things with the rubber tips on them. And I've always said those things are drastically overloaded. You know, I was greatly relieved when I got those cases emptied out. It's good brass, but that stuff is no fun to shoot. Hard on you, hard on the gun, shoot wildly high. You know, I just don't care for that whole theory. You know, they're just, like I say, overpowered. Now, looking at the primers, this is how, you know, it's a good indication of where you're at. And this is what I'm getting now with that 4064. And I'm happy with that load. But it made me think. I went and looked in that bag of brass, you know, that had been sent for a 3030. And sure enough, in there was some 3030 that was the Hornady Lever Evolution, and there you can see flattens the primers right out. You know, here's a Federal, which is pretty much, you know, normal what a primer will do, or a Remington, you know, slight flattening, but not pushed out. You know, like here it pushes out and fills that gap in completely, just flattens it right out. This one is a bit of a puzzler. I don't know if he's got a really strong firing pin spring in that, or if Winchester puts in really soft primers, but you can see that comes near to going through the primer, or it really mushes in there. You know, and there's quite a few of them in this bag that were the same way, you know, so I think it might just have, the firing pin might protrude too far on that particular rifle. But, you know, that isn't as disturbing as this is. You know, those old lever actions aren't made to take the kind of pressures that these Hornadys are loaded to. I just despise them things. I think that's a really foolish maneuver. I know one day in the comments, somebody had asked what I thought about the Marlin 308 Express. No, there was a gun that was dreamed up with the cooperation between Marlin and Hornady, and it was Hornady's, you know, method of selling them rubber tip bullets. But the gun was made expressly for those. And afterward, I think there's a couple other companies that started making bullets that'll work in them, but otherwise it had to be the Hornady, you know, and that's, it always reminds me of like computer printers, where a company has to keep changing the model because aftermarket companies start making cartridges that fit into printers, so then they'll make a new printer, sell the printers cheap, they make their money on the ink. And that's what Hornady was doing with that 308 Express, was getting somebody to make them a gun that only they made ammunition for. You know, that's good for a little while, and then other people catch on to it. But there was no point in it. No, it really wasn't necessary. It had the same ballistics as a regular 308, you know, but it was Hornady's, they got Marlin to make a gun for that caliber so that they could sell more of those rubber tip things. But I tell you, if I see something like that in something that I'm loading, I'm backing off in a hurry. Just a bad idea.